I've never seen a reporter get dismantled quite like this. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about a reporter from the BBC who interviewed Fikile Mbalula. And if I butcher that name, I'm sorry, please forgive me. But he is the Secretary General from the ANC, which is the ruling political party in South Africa. Now, South Africa has a few things that they're tied to. First, they are a treaty member of the ICC. That's the International Criminal Court. Now, the ICC put out a warrant for Vladimir Putin's arrest. So, as a treaty member of the ICC, South Africa should arrest Putin if he comes to their country. That's what they say. Now, South Africa is also in BRICS. This is a consortium of countries that include Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. There's going to be a BRICS conference in South Africa in August of this year. So Putin will be there, of course, as a member of BRICS. Now, the reporter saying, hey, you guys are part of the ICC. You have the duty to arrest Vladimir Putin when he comes to your country for the BRICS conference. And I don't think Fikile Mbalula agrees with that. And his response to the reporter is golden. Now, let's go ahead and get into it. If you want to see this clip in full without my commentary, link as always will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Taken by our government in terms of investigating.
South Africa is a treaty member of the International Criminal Court. If Putin comes here in August as planned, your government will be obliged to arrest him. As head of the ANC, do you believe your government should and indeed will arrest Vladimir Putin?
If it was according to the ANC, we will want President Putin to be here even tomorrow.
Now, I got to pause it at certain points because we're dealing with the BBC, their footage, and I don't want to have any kind of problems. So you hear what he's saying so far. Let's continue.
You would?
To come to our country. But
you would welcome Vladimir Putin here right now?
Of course, we will welcome.
A man who is being investigated for war crimes by the International Criminal Court.
We will welcome him to come here as part and parcel of BRICS, but we know that we are constrained by the ICC in terms of doing that. Putin is a head of state. Do you think that a head of state can just be arrested anywhere?
That's a very good point. People want to talk about how bad Putin is. He's this terrible person, war criminal, all this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, you're talking about a head of state. Okay, you can't just arrest these people like that. I mean, think about what's happening right here in the U.S. We can't even arrest Hunter Biden, who's not a head of state, but because he is a son of a head of state, then he's kind of untouchable. Let's continue.
How many crimes have your country committed in Iraq? How many crimes have everyone else who's so vocal today committed in Iraq and Afghanistan? Have you arrested them? You have not.
You know the impact that this stand of yours...
No, you don't want to answer the question. Have you arrested them? Because there's plenty of war crimes that have happened, Iraq, Afghanistan, and all over the whole world. You are removing leaders, Muammar Gaddafi, Libya, all over the place. Okay, let's not talk about the Fast and the Furious and the Sandinistas and Noriega, all that. Let's not even get into all that, but let's continue.
Of noise about Putin instead of working for peace between Ukraine and Russia, and you failed to resolve the war. Where are the weapons of mass destruction? Tony Blair went to Iraq and claimed that there are weapons of mass destruction. Did you see anybody standing against that in the United Kingdom and Britain? More than millions of people have died in Iraq and Afghanistan, and there are no weapons of mass destruction. We know what the war is about.
Mr. Secretary General.
You want to try to interrupt him now? You want to try to interrupt like, oh, Mr. Secretary General? Nah. Let me just go and get what I got to say off. Let me get what I got to say off my chest. That's what I would say right now. Don't interrupt me. You asked the question. Let me answer the question.
In Russia and Ukraine, we want peace. That's what is important, so that the world can thrive. And organs and institutions of the world that institute world peace must not be conspicuous by their silence in deciding decisively.
We don't have much time left. I want to bring it back
to now you want to just move right along. Okay, getting into other stuff here. This is a about a half hour long, 25-minute interview. I will link to the full thing in the description. I won't play the full thing right here because of time's sake, but there's a lot to sink my teeth into right there. Oh, we're going to get into it because I put that short clip on my Instagram before I did this video, and I also covered it on the live stream. Thank y'all for watching the live streams right here on the YouTubes, also for watching the short content on IG, TikTok, etc. But I put it up there, people talking about, oh, well, that's whataboutism. Whataboutism? What do you mean whataboutism? Okay, look, you want South Africa to do your dirty work and, quote unquote, arrest Vladimir Putin because of alleged war crimes, being a suspect in war crimes. Well, you guys don't arrest your own people that commit war crimes. Okay, let's talk about that. Oh, there was WMDs, whatever. I'm not trying to hear it. Okay, let's just say there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, Afghanistan, or whatever. Let's just say there were. Does that mean we could just drone strike little kids and people going to weddings and funerals and birthday parties? Is that what that means? Because I remember recently we drone striked some dad and his 10 kids, and we said, oops, sorry about that. Sorry about that. How many times has that happened over the past 15, 20, 30 years? Too many to count. For what reason? Okay, what did we do to Afghanistan? We're there for 20 years, killing regular mamas or papas, little kids and everything, only to leave. And then people that we allied with over there, the Afghans, we left them just out to dry. Hey, thanks for the past few years, 10, 15, 20 years, but we're gone now and we're not going to help you. Okay, you want to come to America? Hey, man, so what? Stay over there. You get killed by the Taliban promptly, but so what? I mean, we do some pretty egregious things overseas and ain't nobody getting arrested for it. All over the Middle East, all over other countries, deposing leaders. Why did Barack Obama kill Muammar Gaddafi in 2011? Huh? We killed Gaddafi and destabilized Libya. Libya was a prosperous country. We killed Gaddafi, it gets destabilized, and then hordes of these so-called migrants fled into Europe because the Libya pathway was destroyed because ain't no more Gaddafi. I mean, this whole thing has been a total mess. Nobody gets arrested. It's a dog and pony show. They might go out there, do an apology tour, talking about how they love the Muslim people, but go over there and kill them indiscriminately for no reason, for oil reserves or whatever. Please, nobody's trying to hear this stuff from the West. You're trying to get Africa and other countries to do your dirty work. You guys don't want to invade Russia. You guys don't want to fight Russia. So you claim to, quote unquote, help Ukraine to use them as a battleground for your proxy war. That's what's happening. And then you want South Africa to do the same thing to try to arrest him on their soil rather than y'all doing it. Y'all ain't go to G6, G12 or whatever. Was he not in the audience? Couldn't nobody arrest him right there? Let's be serious. These people are totally full of it. Okay, in the West, trying to talk about how bad Putin is. Meanwhile, our leaders aren't that much better. Tony Blair, Barack Obama, all these people. Who we got? Slick Willie in there right now. Ain't no better. The reason why I voted Trump twice is because he was a guy who was against all this nonsense, who was against the foreign war and against the interventionism and against drone striking little kids for no reason. Okay, why are we drone striking little kids over in Afghanistan talking about, oh, it's for American safety? Really? For real? That looks like a war crime to me. If it ain't a war crime, that I can't tell. And if it is a war crime, then somebody should be arrested. It should be somebody held accountable, but there's not. It's a bunch of excuse making. Meanwhile, they say arrest Putin for the same thing that we are guilty of. It's totally ridiculous. Let's clean up our own backyard first before we say go arrest that guy, before we want to criticize that guy and that country and their war and their reasons. Let's clean up our own backyard first. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about this interview? Who do you think, for lack of better terms, won the interview? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I stand. I think my man from South Africa was right on point. He told no lies. The reporter was completely flabbergasted, didn't know what to say, try to move the subject along, try to get to the next thing. What he said was right on point. There was no lies there. If you want to try to make us arrest Vladimir Putin, like that's something you could just do. A head of state of a powerful country, you're just going to do that? I mean, for real. Look, there was a Chinese spy balloon in the air. We let it go throughout the entire US of A, the whole lower 48, and then we shut it down when it was done with the mission. So if we can't even shoot a spy balloon down, how are we going to tell South Africa to arrest Vladimir Putin? I mean, if you're going to be anything, be for real. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.
The decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of Ukraine.